Hello, and welcome to this Civil Service Behaviour Series video. In this series, we break down all 9 of the core behaviours that can be tested within your civil service application. On today's agenda is the behaviour changing and improving, and more specifically the dreaded interview stage. We're going to be looking at what changing and improving actually means, well, what your interviewer thinks it means anyway. Then we're going to deep dive into the questions you can be asked in your interview. There's 5 questions we'll look at, and we'll go over how best to answer them. Then finally, I'm going to share with you the questions that you should be wary of, as they will try to get you to drop your guard and may cause you to lose precious grading points. But first things first, we can't show off our abilities if we don't understand what it is we are being assessed on. The civil service defines changing and improving as someone who seeks out opportunities to create effective change and who suggests innovative ideas for improvement. This is someone who reviews ways of working and seeks and provides feedback where appropriate. Fundamentally, changing and improving is looking at your ability to look at current processes or methodologies and find new ways to improve on them, either by making them more efficient or by providing greater value. There are 2 key areas that your interviews will be assessing you on. First is your ability to notice where things can be improved, where the current process can be changed for the better. The second thing you will be assessed on is your drive, your ambition. How motivated are you to change things? Are you the type of person who will see where improvements can be made but not call it out because it's not your job? Or are you a self starter who will take the initiative and change things for the better? And are you able to demonstrate all of that with examples from your experience? If so, let's take a look at some of the questions you can be asked in a changing and improving interview. The first question we're going to look at is, tell me about a time you had to learn something new quickly. This question is a staple for gauging adaptability and quick learning in any dynamic work environment, not just within the civil service. It's all about showcasing your ability to face new challenges head on and how swiftly you can bridge knowledge gaps. The interviewer wants to see your proactive approach to learning and how it translates into effective performance under tight timelines. When picking your example, go for a situation where you're thrown into the deep end, where you had to pick up new skills or knowledge rapidly, and one where you emerged successful. Highlight your learning strategy, the outcome of your actions, and how it contributed to your team or organization's goals. Before we discuss the next question, let's drill deeper into how to answer civil service behaviour questions. These questions you're going to be asked are called competency-based questions and are designed for you to share an example from your experience with the interviewer. The answer you give should be full and detailed, yet it should also be concise and to the point. It's a paradox, I know. Basically, you should stay on point and refrain from any non-relevant and non-important matters. Simply stick to the important points in a well-structured manner. And the best way to do this is by using the B star method. Using B star, you will split your answer into 5 key parts. The first is the B, which stands for belief. You want to begin your response by sharing your thoughts and feelings regarding the subject matter. This helps set the stage for your story and demonstrate your personal connection to the topic. If this doesn't make much sense, check out the show notes for example answers for all the questions in this video. Next up, we have S for situation. Briefly describe the context of the scenario in which your actions took place. This provides the interviewer with an understanding of the circumstances surrounding your experience. Remember, it's essential to keep this part concise, as the primary focus should be on your actions and the results. Look at the 5 W's: who, what, where, when, why, and incorporate the relevant ones into your story. Following the situation, we have T for task. Explain your specific role and responsibilities in the situation. By doing this, you highlight what you were entrusted with in your previous roles and also let the interviewer understand what expectations were made of you within the situation at hand. Up next, we have the most important section, and that is A for action. Describe the steps you took to achieve the desired outcome and explain the rationale behind your actions. This section and the results section should be the most detailed, as it illustrates exactly what you are capable of doing and achieving. And then finally, we have R for the results. Conclude your response with the results of your actions, using figures or quantifiable outcomes whenever possible. This will demonstrate to the interviewer the impact of your efforts and your ability to deliver tangible results in your role. This is also where you can share any lessons you learn from the experience, should you wish. Now, keeping that structure in mind, let's take a look at some more questions. Question 2 is tell me about a time you improved a process or system. This question targets your initiative to drive efficiency and effectiveness through innovation, a key aspect of the civil services changing and improving behaviour. Interviewers are looking for concrete examples of your problem solving skills in action, particularly your ability to identify areas for improvement, your ability to devise a plan and execute that plan to lead to significant enhancements. Select an example where your efforts led to a notable improvement in a process or a system. Focus on the problem you identified, on your innovative solution, and the positive impact of the changes you implemented, especially on any measurable outcomes. Moving on, we have question 3, which is tell me about a time you had to adapt to a major change in an organization. Changing and improving is not always about actions you have undertaken. Quite often can be assessed in seeing how you adapt to changes elsewhere, and this question assesses how well you navigate and thrive during these periods of transition. The key here is to demonstrate your resilience and flexibility, showing that you not only adapt to change, but you also play an active role in facilitating it for the betterment of the organization. Choose an example that highlights your positive response to significant change, detailing your actions to support the transition and the beneficial outcomes that resulted. It's about showing that you're not just a passive participant, but an active contributor to change. The next question is question 4. Tell me about a time when you challenged the usual way of doing things. This question dives into your willingness to question established norms and advocate for and implement better practices, which is crucial for fostering an environment of continuous improvement. It's an opportunity to showcase your leadership in driving change by highlighting a time when you saw a better way to do something and took the initiative to challenge the status quo for a more efficient or effective outcome. Pick an instance where your efforts to change an entrenched practice led to significant improvements. Detail the reasoning behind your change, the process of implementing the change, and the positive results that followed. And finally, we have question 5, which is tell me about a time when you helped a coworker learn a new skill. Fostering development in others is a testament to your commitment to collective growth and improvement within your team or organization. This question is aimed at understanding your role in mentoring or coaching, demonstrating your ability to guide colleagues in their professional development effectively. Choose a story where you made a significant impact on a colleague's learning journey. Highlight how you identified the need, your approach to teaching or mentoring, and the outcome of their development, focusing on how it benefits both the individual and the organization. And that's the last question we have for you in this video. Before we go, there's one more question type that I want to share with you that you should always be on the lookout for in your civil service interviews, and that is ungraded questions. You'll know the question is ungraded because the interviewer will tell you. These are usually quite innocuous sounding questions like what do you like to do at the weekends or what hobbies are you passionate about? Those type of questions. You'll be told these questions are just icebreakers or that they're just there to make you feel at ease and not to worry because you won't be scored on any of these questions, which in fairness is all true. But what they're not telling you is that your answers, and more specifically how you answer, will be used as a benchmark when assessing and grading your other answers. Remember that when grading your answers, one of the things they're looking at is how enthusiastic you are and how much you seem motivated by what you do. If you're very passionate about your weekend plans, but seemingly unenthused about your actions in previous roles, this will be noted and this will affect how your interview is scored. This is just something to keep in mind when answering these so called ungraded questions. Alright, that is the end of today's video. If you enjoyed our content, please don't forget to subscribe so that you can see more of our career guidance videos. And if you're still nervous about your upcoming interview, check out the show notes for more resources. And don't hesitate to drop a question in the comments below. We will help in any way we can. And that is it from me. Good luck in your future application with the civil service and take care.